My name is Dr. T.V. Venkateswaran. I work with Vigyan Prasar. I work in Vigyan Prasar as a scientist, science communicator. I am a columnist. I write in print media. I also conduct some television shows. My interest is taking science to people. What I enjoy, I communicate with people. See, most of us think that poor people, their main aim is to get food, maybe basic needs. Sure, that's important. But they are also people. Underline that. They are also human like you and me. One of the distinguishing feature of a human being and other animal is we have quest. The quest may be anything. The quest may be that why am I there in the world? The quest may be that what are those things that shine in the night sky? Why do moon change its shape? The quest may be anything. But we have a quest. Animals, as far as we have studied, or other species, do not have this kind of deep quest. They may also have brain, they may also do things with the logic and things of that kind. But it's not about quest. Look at all over the world. Take any civilization. Questions like who am I, where have I come from, what is the purpose of life? These are all questions that people have asked all times. So this quest is a common denominator for all human beings. Okay. So if we take that as given, then a completely different worldview comes before us. So we would like to communicate science because people want to know about everything. Like whatever you want to know, they also want to know. Like you may have a different need and your neighbor may have a different need. Many people may also have different needs, but everybody has a want to know. So that is number one is satisfying people's curiosity, their thirst for knowledge. That is one of first and foremost important stuff. The second is, today, life is not possible without science and technology. You want to improve your life, you have to think of some way of applying science and technology. So which means for economic well-being, we need science and technology. So that is a second reason. Third, we as human beings also frame some worldviews. Like in India, like everywhere in the world, or rather most parts of the world, there is this idea that women are fairer sex, weaker sex. I'm just giving you one example. One can pick up many things. But is it true? It's not true. Let's say, for example, in India or many countries, we have a very strong belief that lineage comes from father, right? But is it actually true from scientific point of view? No. If you take me, every cell of my body, there is a small piece inside called mitochondria. Inside that mitochondria, there sits a small genetic material. That material came from my mother. My brothers also, it came from my mother. So that genetic material comes only from mother. But if you look at rest of my chromosome, 50% is by my mother, 50% is my father. So if you are going to talk about lineage scientifically, I have to talk about this mitochondrial DNA. So which means that we need to rethink what was our idea in earlier times. So if you have to rethink, we need to rethink from what we know today, from the great discoveries that we have made today. But the moment we start thinking science communication is to make our life better, not only material life, but also our spiritual life better, then we will understand that the science communication, one of the key aspects of science communication is to also talk about how the hell I know. When we say the distance between earth and sun is so much, it takes about 8 minutes for the sunlight to reach the earth. How do I know? It's not because I sat in a chair and then did tabas for some 100 years. I didn't find out like that, no? How did I know? And how strong we will be able to believe it? These are all important. And when we don't do it, we get into problem. That's what we see around. It's a foregone conclusion from scientific point of view that vaccine is the only way we can end this pandemic. But there are a lot of people who have hesitancy. Some of them are opposed to it. Where is it coming from? because nobody understands that why vaccine, how vaccines are validated, how it was validated, why it is safe, why it is necessary. We don't get into it. It all becomes like, again, Gieb's kind of communication about vaccine does not help in actually people taking it. So only when you talk about how rigorously this study was done, what were those results, then people get more convinced, right? So we also need to rethink the way we do science communication. It's not about rocket. It may be about rocket also. It's not that rocket we should be against it, but it's not about only talking about only the spectacular aspects of it, but also to talk about the heart of science, which is to know what the world is. See, if we look at India today, our average life expectancy is somewhere around 69. It was less than 30 when India became independent. Now it's about 69. So a child who is born today is going to live at least for 69 years, maybe more, but at least for 69 years. In 69 years, you are going to be in 12 years in school. That too, the first 5 years are very elementary, right? And let's look at our mobile. The mobile that you had 2 years ago, is it the mobile that you have today? Things are changing so fast. So, if somebody is 40 years, whatever that person has learnt in his or her school is outdated. How does this person update that person, himself or herself, if there is no science communication? So, science communication is an informal, continuous learning opportunity for the public, for the society. If you are talking about knowledge society, if you are talking about a society which will be built on evidence-based policy making, if you are talking about a society which will be grounded in knowledge, okay, and information, then science communication, without that you cannot do. So the science communication has to happen through legacy media, television, radio, print. It has to happen in informal places like science clubs, science talks, and so on. You need also institutional mechanism, science centers, science museums. Okay. When I use the word science here, I want to also underline that it is not just physics, chemistry, or biology, but all sorts of inquiry. Whether it's linguistics, whether it is psychology, whether it is sociology, all of them are part of it. Okay, economics. So that's why in world today, I mean, we don't really talk about natural sciences and social sciences. We talk about one sciences, where I mean you are following certain methodology to find out the truth, right? So that's what is what we are talking about. So this informal means by multiple institutional mechanisms are imperative if we have to remain a society where continuous learning is taking place.